October 7th, 2011. This is what we did in class. First thing, since this is the end of the grading period and I evaluate students based on their performance, I wanted to give students an opportunity to evaluate me on mine. And so I had this up at the front of the classroom, and students were to choose, to pick one of these, complete everything in these columns, and then also on the second page, the back page for them, just more of some short answer questions. This is just feedback. I don't want their names on it. It's just going to help me to do even better than what we're doing in the class. We're doing a great job, but there's always room for improvement, and hopefully this will certainly help to that end. So some student feedback is how we started class. After that, students worked on this. This is vocabulary for Latin America, which is the next unit we're going to talk about. This is done a little bit differently than what we have in the past, just trying something new. The textbook definition is what we usually just stopped at, but now I want them to represent the vocabulary terms with some kind of an image and then describe that image. How does that image represent the vocabulary term? And there are 2 pages of these as well. This is not going to be due until next week, but at least they had a start on it. The reason they were doing the evaluations and the reason that they were working on this vocabulary independently at their seats was because I was taking the time to call every student back individually. I went over, collected their passes for extra credit for the 9-week grading period. I also looked at their textbooks to make sure that they had the right textbook. They brought them with them and send that off to administration and gave them a grade for that too, just a simple participation grade. That obviously takes some time, so as a result, they were doing some individual work while I was able to talk with each student individually. These passes have helped tremendously. They translate to 2 to 3% for every student, and I cannot tell you the number of students that were at a B plus and now they have an A minus, or a C plus and now they have a B minus based on these passes. So you do what you're supposed to do every day and you redeem these passes. It really has helped a number of students, and I'm very, very happy about that. Overall, I'm thrilled about what's happening in the classroom, so I just want to keep that up next grading period. The last thing, since I have you here, these are the assignments for next week. So you can pause it if you need to, but again, the vocab will be on next Wednesday. So the vocab will work on next Wednesday as we get really into a lot of textbook information and a lot of notes for next week until the latter part of the week, which will be dictator trading cards, which I'll explain more about next week. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. If you missed today, it's the end of the grading period. You missed a lot.